play at Cincinnati, but what have you seen maybe in the progress of that program between now and then?
The physicality, they're really gaining. They're a physical team. Well, I watched that Nebraska. I think we were in the hotel for one of our games, watched them, and I thought I was impressed. Both sides of the ball, they look like a mature team. Play really hard, physical, both sides of the ball. So I thought that program is growing. They're really good team.
It's maybe not clear if he's going to play, but what do you see from Corleone, the defensive tackle, who's supposed to be one of the best around?
He's good. Strong, physical, hard to move. Like, he's a tough player. So yeah, we'll find out, I guess, come game day. But he's really, he's physical. He's what you want. Physical and strong and tough, man. Hard to block.
I guess broadly speaking, how do you feel about where you guys are at in the run game at this point?
Good. We showed signs of improvement. I think it was good. Obviously still room to improve, both throwing and running, obviously. But I feel like we made some good progress. At least on his trip to see a big run. That was a big thing to see, is a big explosive run. And he blocked well. They made some people miss, and that's what we needed. Because Jalen had a couple, obviously, too. It's going to help. Him running helps our run game. Obviously, it spreads it out. So I'm very happy with where it's going, the progress it's making.
When Jalen's just a little bit off, like he was on Saturday, where he's a little high, a little low, missing things, what kind of conversation do you have with him? What's that process like?
Great question. So I was talking to Coach Travis, Coach at ET, who's on there, who I talked to the phone, and I'm like, hey, just tell him to chill. I gotta take a deep breath. It's okay. And we still got the ball. I got it back to rule 0. We didn't lose the ball. We still got it with us. It's okay. A lot of times it's his feet. Sometimes he just rushes, and I think guys will sometimes rush, maybe due to excitement, rather than they'll rush it. So he's rushing, and his feet get a little sloppy, and the balls are just kind of all over. Even the short little screens are kind of high and low, and so you just kind of it's like a baseball pitcher. So he might not have your great stuff, but you have enough stuff to keep us in the game. I thought he did a good job with that. So he kind of, me being a baseball guy, kind of reverted back to that going. Sometimes, for whatever reason, it was funny watching him miss that. We were just laughing about yesterday, the second, one of the escape throws he made, that he always made. I think he overthrew Canty. And he came off the field like this, he couldn't believe it actually happened. And I'm like, I felt the same way. But that's so automatic for him. It's a great escape to his left. I think it was 3rd and 9 or something. He escaped, great mechanics, everything good. And I'm like, this is gonna be huge, because Canty was gonna catch and roll. And I'm like, it's like one of those moments did that just happen? And he just got good. I saw him do this. I'm like, it's okay. So no, don't get mad. I got hang there, man. We'll get better. And then I got better. And I don't know if maybe the hit helped him. I don't know. But I got done. But Joe, the guy after that, threw the ball really well. But I think you just got to keep on hanging in there. So it's just kind of just hang it, just pop, refocus and refocus.
How happy are you with what he is giving you with his legs?
Oh, I'm very happy, especially in a game like that. What's interesting about West Virginia was they show a lot of, like you talked about before, they show a lot of pressure looks, and they didn't pressure us a ton, but then they dropped everybody. They kept playing some really multiple coverage of the back end, but then they didn't really take care of him. So he kind of if you're dropping 7 or 8 people trying to cover everybody, well then the quarterback becomes your check. I always tell the guy, you become a check down. It's like when you play 2-man teams. That's good tough coverage. In the 3rd and long, but then no one's got you. So I thought that helped open up the game. Kind of got us alive and kicking, especially 2 back-to-back. Couple of those quarterback draws and escapes were huge. It kind of got them having to do some different things. And we got some tempo modes, got rolling. So it's huge. I think it was a huge part of that game.
Given his injury history, and it hasn't been terrible, but it's been there. Does he have the green light to go whenever?
Yeah.
Or do you guys talk about that?
No. Well, it's crazy. And I told my son this too. I told, dude, I know you need a slide. I see kids take worse hits sliding.
Yeah. I
don't mean that wrongly. Don't you like it? I feel so bad. And he slid.
Right.
And then he just lit up. And then as a penalty, I get that target. But we last I tell him he's got to get down. The thing about sliding is obviously if you can dive.
Yeah.
Because the crazy thing about sliding right now is the refs are trying to be so cautious, which is good, that they think the kids start sliding, they're going to mark the ball. They're going to start marking it, which is really an interesting part too. So. We talk about it. We do. We say get down. We always take beat 1, split 2. And Lance you gotta tell him to get down 2. I'm like, I do, but I'm like, I tell him to get down. Then he gets. But we do. But he does have the green light.
Yeah.
Because I had some situations before back in the day with the North, there with the kid named Chandler Harnish, and same thing had happened. before I got there. It's like you start telling kids to be cautious to run, they actually run cautious. If that makes sense to you. So they kind of like, you just gotta throw caution in the wind and say, hey, you're doing a great job with Coach Sleeve, and you roll and just go play what you do. Make great decisions, but just believe and trust yourself and go. Thankfully, it's been good so far. I hope we keep it going.
When you say beat one, split two, you're saying
Depends
make a
how
guy
you
miss.
make guy miss. You got to split them. If the two guys are coming, split them, beat one. So he kind of he saw it. The good thing what he did, and then when you're in jail, he kind of got jailed there a little bit. I call it. Like you have nowhere to go. So that was a really good decision. Sometimes he would have then done back in the day would have done maybe not a great situation and gone. At that time he's like, hey, I saw myself kind of. I call it a bad way to say it, but you're kind of jailed. You can't go anywhere. It was a really good decision. I just felt bad that he got lit up.
What have you seen from Enrique so far as he's kind of grown to this season?
I think weekly improvement. I thought he played. Daryl, Coach Paul said he probably played really well this last game. I think what Daryl said it too is one of our models offensively. He said you feel like the kid's playing free and fast. He's just playing free. It's all clicked in offensively, new offense, new scheme, and it just all started to make sense to him. He's just playing. So we just talked about that too out there. So he's playing really well. So I think it's playing free and knowing what's going on.
You've had a few.
David's
You can go
I'm
now.
joking. I'm just
DK mentioned that David's playing kind of scout team quarterback. What have you seen from him so far this year in his development?
Confidence level going up with what we're doing offensively. Strong arm, like sometimes early on, he'll kind of mechanically kind of drop some things a little bit. Now he's starting to get back on top of stuff and throw. I think it's work team. I call it scout team, work team. Really helps you get so many reps down there and you're kind of free. You're just letting it rip and get back into that rhythm. And then Lance does a great job of having some situation where he gets some young guy Skelly going or young guy situations going. He's done awesome. So the improvement in his confidence level, strength with Sleeve, and then just is watching the ball come out of his hands, not thinking so much. So I was excited, really excited, because he's a big, long kid that can run too.
It's another 3-down team this week. How would you kind of compare and contrast what you saw from West Virginia and their front versus
They're
what
more,
Cincinnati does?
Cincinnati is more, you gotta appreciate it's more Iowa State-like and K-State-like in terms of more, well, I shouldn't say you never know what's gonna happen come Saturday, more consistently a 3-down team, mix in a little bit of, they can mix in a 4-down, but that's more where West Virginia is very multiple. They go 3, they go 4, they go under, they go all these different fronts. They're more, not that they can't do it, they're more of the, when you guys see Iowa State a couple years ago, more that 3, with some type of 3 high safety structure, but they can always change and do some different things. So that's what I see from them. Maybe the ends are a little wider, like 5 techniques instead of 4 high type situations, maybe a little wider than some of the, but you'll see more of a, I say normal, more of that type of front with multiple blitz pressure packages also.
You've had a few games this year where Jalen hasn't had to finish it out. You've been able to go to Cole and Isaiah. Just how do you evaluate when to make that move?
Lance and I talk, and really the great thing about Coach Quarterback is the head coach usually tells you when. Like he does, he's like, hey, or I'll mention it and he'll say yay or nay. So like the same thing happened, we talked before, it was Fresno or Wagner, it was Wagner. When we didn't score at the end of the half, then scored the start of the third quarter. Kind of the same thing at the end of the third quarter, sort of the end. When it was up 34, it could have went 41 right there, and they didn't hit the 4th and 1. Luckily, we got the ball back, I think, quickly, and then we put Cole in, but maybe one more, I can't remember. But, oh no, Lee Shot scored after that. But it's like, again, a few more minutes of giving other kids a chance. I never get frustrated with our guys not getting. I feel bad for the other guys, more opportunities. So that's been good to get those guys. Usually it's I'll make a suggestion, and coach will make the yes or no. That's and he's always really good about it.
Jalen get any input in that when he was ready to come out?
I don't know. Lance never told me. Maybe
Right.
maybe Lance might talk to him on the side real quick and say, "You good?" No, but usually Lance will say something like after that, like, "Hey, if this happens, hey, we're gonna put Cole. Let's go with Cole and Isaiah." Or in a situation, something like, "Hey, we're gonna go back," and that's fine. They're always ready. The great thing about those two, well, all the guys, especially Cole and Isaiah, they're good to go whenever. So it's not really like a shock, and especially nowadays, helmets popping off and so on, they're all ready to go all the time.
We heard plenty about Daniel and the shape he's in going into the year, both just mentally and physically. How have you seen him deal with having a setback where he's got can't finish a game because of an injury.
Yeah, well, the good thing is you see the maturity level. I feel like the maturity level of him handling it with a great attitude or positive. Like, hey, that's where I see the growth in him. I think I tell you guys that at the start of the season, the growth, the maturity level of just being able to handle those kind of moments. I'm really impressed right now. He's had great spirits. He's smiling at practice and just, really good. Trying. Obviously, it's hard because it's like when Jalen got through it a couple times. It's hard when it keeps happening. It's like, or whatever happens, or when you get a couple plays here and there. So I think his spirits are really good. So that's where I think I've seen his growth the most.
And with those other running backs behind Le'Shawn, Johnny and Harry,
Yeah.
what did you see from them, and how pleased are you with their own development?
It's really bad. I'm going to say this, but I don't even know when they went in. Honestly, like, not a bad way, because we trust them all. So he just rolled in, and Le'Shawn took a break, and I had to go watch. I didn't even know that Johnny ran or Stu. And that's not being mean. I'm like, that's a good compliment. I'm like, oh, third is not going to change how I call things or how we call things. So how we practice helps those guys. It really hasn't. Like I told you with Cole and Isaiah quarterback, sometimes when guys have been dinged up a little bit, it's bad, but it helps in practice. Gives those guys a lot of reps in practice. And the way we practice, especially during fall camp, all that stuff gets those guys so many reps. I feel like they're really prepared when it's their time. So I felt like I didn't even notice if that's. I don't mean that wrongly either way, but that's a compliment to those guys going, hey, they lined up right, they were going, and so on and so forth, and let's go.
You've seen a variety of talent in different fronts and stuff like that with your teams you played. When you look at your offensive line as a whole, how pleased are you with what they're doing in terms of dictating contact versus absorbing it, and what do you want to see?
I think it was good to see them more. I felt like we were more physical. Physical. I hate to say that word all the time, but more. We got down the hill a little bit more against West Virginia as that game got going a little bit. I thought that was a good thing. So that's where I hope that growth continues. I think that's where we talk about Enrique kind of shined a little bit. Kind of felt like he got more of that going down. Like Daryl always talked about, displacing the line of scrimmage. So a little more of that. Still need, obviously Daryl's gonna want more all the time, and we all do. And Lance will, obviously, because that's who we want to be, a physical football team. Be able to displace the line of scrimmage. So I think that's where we need to keep that. We need to just keep building off of that. So I think it's a good. I think it was good to see the improvement, and as the game progressed too. I told people this. I said, the game, we were running the ball great early, but I think continually doing it kind of wore them out a little bit. And then Jalen started running around. They come that third quarter. I was most pleased that we actually we finally won the middle eight really well. Like, it was a great job defensively that we scored at the end of the half. Kickoff return, defense stops them. We're weak on score, and it's good. It's like a 17-point swing or something like that, which is awesome. So I thought we wore them out a little bit.
How are you determining how much and in what capacity to use Cam while he's banged up?
A lot of times Cam, how he feels, and like talking with T-Sam, kind of keeping updates on that, like how's he feeling, how's he doing. So we try to and let him roll as long as he can until he can. Sometimes T-Sam does a good job at letting me know where he's at. He might need a blow here, or hey, might need a little rest, or he's tightening up a little bit, or whatever. So I think that's through T-Sam a lot. We kind of get that feel like, hey, can he go? How much can he go? Luckily, we have with Canty back helped out too, having a little more depth, and that's good to have. Like, even what's great is Tate Nagy is playing punt returner, and when that's a pretty hard position. So having confidence in him too, be able to play the receiver if needed too, which is awesome.
When you guys started getting more downhill, was there any sort of adjustment to play calling that went along with that, or was it more guys are starting?
Like I told you before, if we started doing well, it got better.
Yeah, sure.
No, what I think would help a little bit sometimes, at least in that game, was a little bit of the multiple formation stuff we we're doing. Kind of make them think a little bit maybe, and make them have to readjust to the different formation and kind of come downhill out a little bit. Did that help? I think sometimes get so many different pitches that I probably need to do a better job trying to clear the pitcher up for them when the ball snapped, if that makes sense. When teams are doing a bunch of stuff, sometimes I'm not doing a bunch of stuff, some of those collaborations of what's going to happen, because both sides are doing some things, and maybe sometimes clearing it up a little bit for them, and kind of, not static for lack of better words, but kind of a more simplistic scheme to kind of calm down what they're doing. I think that helped.
You mentioned Emmanuel's kick return. Are you watching those kick returns like super closely? Are you studying your call sheet, trying to figure out what you're going to call after that return's over, and you're just waiting to hear what yard you're starting at? Or
No, I always think we're at the 25. I do nowadays, like, I just think we're at the 25 and then adjust off what I see. Once you catch them, like, it never, unless it's like, because something busts long, it's probably not gonna change what I was thinking, unless there's a shot call, a really shot call, or if you get stuck inside the 10, sometimes it's when it changes. If it's past the 10 or so, it kind of gives you, it is what it is. Kind of, very rarely will I change what I was thinking, but then it's always good to see them go 100, that's okay too. But yeah, it doesn't, so it really doesn't. I get more, you change a little bit if you get blocked back. If you get, the tough one is the shorter return than a penalty kicks you inside the 10. That kind of changes your thought, but at least changes a little bit what you might be calling.
So what was your Siri reaction then as you watched him run it back there?
Well, let's go. glad he's on our side. Glad he plays wide receiver. And no, it was really, I mean, we all know he's so fast, but it's so good to see that. It's again, it's like when shoot, I forgot again, it was Kenny Logan, whoever took one back at Oklahoma State, or someone took one like year, was it Oklahoma State?
Iowa State.
Iowa State or whatever, yeah. Just those are game-changing moments. And Coach Tyrell on the special teams was outstanding. Like, it was fun to watch. That takes momentum out so quickly. And I think that's what's so fun. I think people on the other side see a kid like that run and go like, ooh, you can see him be fast for a long time. So that's good.
Jim 40-yard dash, Jason Bean or Emmanuel Henderson.
Ooh, and a 4, that's a great call. Jason's gonna kill me. I have to take Emmanuel. I think Emmanuel will start faster. Jason may catch him late or get close to him late. But yeah, Jason took a little bit to get going. But once he got going, Jason will hate me for that too. Yeah, Emmanuel in the 40, Jason might catch him, but I'd be close to the 100.
Anything else for Coach C?
Thanks, Jim.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.